Yo. We ain't even gonna have a countdown screen. I just had to get me something to drink. What up? You called it? Who called it? Who called it? Somebody said they called it. Harry, you called it? Janet, Harry, Mike, Triple A. Oh, change the profile screen. Okay. Let's talk about it. Deshaun Watson. If I'm too loud, let me know. I'm yelling today. I'm not in a good mood. I'm not in a good mood. Hit the like. Let's go. I'm not in a good mood, dagnabbit. I'm tired. I'm not in a good mood. Dog check. I'm not in a good mood, chat. Deshaun Watson is cleared to practice. His 21-day window, whatever it means, I don't know. I don't care. I am not in a good mood. Deshaun Watson's back on the practice field. I've seen clips about it. I've seen him on the field throwing the football. Does this mean that he is going to see the field this year? Check in and let me know. Will Deshaun Watson play this year? Check in. We are here, chat. Will my nightmares come true? I got the good news. Don't nobody want to see Watson on the field. Just wild. Can't wait for Saturday. OSU will be champs again. It's going to be okay, says Bob. I say give him a shot. If he is back, good trade bait. 4 thumbs, 11 in here. Haven't had a QB since Baker. End of discussion. I think so. DW. You're off Joe Flacco, Jeff? I thought you used to like Joe Flacco. Listen, Jimmy Haslam came in and said, and I quote, the Deshaun Watson trade was a big swing and we missed. Why are we going back to this? I understand, he had to practice if he was going to play, yada. Why are we going backwards? Why are we going backwards in life? Life is about moving forward. It's about the future. It's about seeing what we are going to do with our future at the quarterback position. Why are we going backwards? Deshaun Watson is backwards. Forward is either Shador Sandwards, Dylan Gabriel, I guess, or whatever you're going to do in the draft, which I don't think you should draft a quarterback with this class. Everybody wants a quarterback this class because they're desperate. It's like drinking warm Kool-Aid in an attic. You're just thirsty and you're desperate if you want a quarterback in the 2026 class. You're desperate drinking warm grape Kool-Aid in an attic, okay? You're desperate. Don't do it. DW4, let's go. Fred, what's wrong with you? If you want DW4, look at some highlights. And then rethink your decision. Rethink it. And I used to be a DW4 guy. Ask everybody in the chat. I was there. The Browns had to activate Watson's 21-day practice window because the insurance wouldn't pay. If they didn't, he's not going to pay. Wait a minute, AAA. You said he was going to play this season. Which one is it? You told me he was going to play. If they're paying him, they may as well play him. That's a point that may be good. We have 5 likes. We only have 5 likes. What is going on, people? 5 likes? Only 5 people like me? My feelings are hurt. Hope they trade Sanders. Why, Bob? Why do you hope they trade Sanders? Why? Because you don't like his dad? Huh? Are you one of those people? I have reasons not to like Deshaun Watson. He has crushed my feelings. And he's cost, well, not me. He hasn't cost me $230 million, but he has cost the franchise $230 million, 3 first-round picks, a blade of grass, 2 cheerleaders, 1 chin strap, and a beautiful Browns hoodie. Better than Zappy? Facts. Facts. Name one good QB under this coach. Just one. You can say Baker. He was good. I would say Baker was good under this coach. I'd say Baker was good. I guess I'd say Baker. I think that's fair. If he plays, I'm done. Listen, I'm with you, James. If he plays, I'm done. I don't want Deshaun Watson to play. Listen, we have to go with the future. Shador, Dylan, or whatever you want to do next year in 2026. In my humble opinion, you have to build the team first. Line, receivers, quarterback, line, receivers. Then see what you got at quarterback. If you're not satisfied by next year playing a quarterback for 17 games, give him 17 games with the built line, with the receivers, somebody better than Jerry Crybaby Judy, Cedric Tillman, okay? In a line with some weapons. And if you're not happy, then you explore the 2027 draft of quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson is not the answer. We have seen what he has, and he has absolutely nothing. I'm telling you right now, if Deshaun Watson plays this year or whatever, I'm going to just close my eyes with duct tape. I didn't run off Baker, Casey. I didn't run him off. I had nothing to do with Baker Mayfield leaving. Baker Mayfield had something to do with him leaving and the Browns, okay? Baker Mayfield was stubborn with his injury. He should have sat out, and then the Browns didn't have the balls to sit him down. But I didn't do anything, Casey. Don't put me into it. I didn't do anything, okay? Don't put me into it. Fred, you told me a quarterback that was good. I gave you one. Don't yell at me. You asked, and I told you. Back to $6 a ticket if Watson plays. It is a great time to be a season ticket buyer. We'll eventually be okay and not suck again. They traded Baker because they were hoping Watson would play as well as he did when he started for the Texans. For those who are curious why Baker left. Very good point. And he just didn't pan out. Listen, they swung and they missed. Just like Jimmy Haslam said. You don't swing and miss and then go back and try to swing again. You take your losses, chalk it up as a big loss. You don't go backwards. You see what you have in your young quarterbacks. Okay, well, quarterback. I think you already know what you have in Dylan Gabriel, okay? Let's just call a spade, okay? A spade. And I'm done with Kevin Stefanski, too. In case you already know, I am so done with Kevin Stefanski. My trachea hurts when I talk about him. We need a real offensive coach, and we need a line. I agree, Fred. Now me and Fred are on the same page. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking something. The Browns know their future QB1. Sorry, but it's Shador Sanders. They have seen high play. They are thinking how to build around SS12 in the draft. He'll be our starting QB. I don't know, AAA. I don't think they're seeing that yet. I think they're in denial with him. I don't know as far as that goes. I think you are projecting your feelings onto Cleveland. I hope your feelings are right, but I think you're projecting your feelings onto Cleveland right now, AAA. What up, Steve? Corey, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Barb says hello from Florida. Hello, everyone. Thank you. DW4 will NE better elsewhere, just like Baker is. Browns will be browning. Thank you, Fred, for that. I don't think DW4 will be better anywhere. Baker's doing okay, too. Have you noticed Tampa Bay Buccaneers were been on a losing streak? And if you noticed, Baker fans don't come to my stream when the Bucs are losing. I have noticed that a lot too. Have you noticed that, chat? When the Bucks went on a losing streak, the Baker fans don't come into my stream as much going, look at that. When they lose, Baker fans are quiet in my stream. They say nothing. The Bucks were on a losing streak until Sunday when they beat the Cardinals, I believe. They say nothing to me when they're on a losing streak. They don't go, ha ha, look at them lose. No, they're quiet. They've been on a losing streak lately. Nobody says anything about that. Just want to note that out. We're the Browns. We don't make adjustments. If anyone is going to swing, it's the Browns. Need an O-line and actual number one receiver, not Jerry Booty. I agree. They won this weekend, and he's playing with maintenance men for receivers. Doesn't matter, Mike. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he's playing with. If he is a great quarterback, you make your receivers better. If he's great like people say he is, you lift those receivers up. I don't care if he's playing with maintenance men, glue sticks, duct tape. You make them better. No excuses. Mike, none. As great as they tell me he is, and they tell me he's great, you make him better, Mike. No excuses. They have told me he is the best thing since pumpkin pie. Oh, I know is one of the biggest Baker backers, but he's not our QB anymore. So I wish him luck and focus on who we have. Thank you, Tweak Pat. Haven't been wrong about Shador yet. It's not about you, AAA. It's about Cleveland. I don't trust Cleveland, AAA. Thank you for the $5 donation, AAA. Greatly appreciate it.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
I don't trust Cleveland. Thank you for the $5 donation, AAA. Deshaun Watson. I don't know, and I'm scared because it's $230 million on the line. The Cleveland Browns may say, hey, we want to see what we have in Deshaun Watson because we paid $230 million. I want to see what he has. If he looks good in practice, I will tell you this. Deshaun Watson has been the best practice quarterback I have ever seen in NFL history. I will tell you that. He has been the best practice quarterback I have seen in NFL history. He will get you excited in practice. When he is in shorts and a jersey, he looks electric. When he is in practice, he looks electric. This is what happens. It's the same cycle over and over. You see him in practice, he looks good, and then you go, well, maybe we may have something here. And I'm afraid that's what's going to happen. He's going to look good in practice. His rehab has been superb. And then, boom, he plays a game. And then he looks like he's looked. Nothing. Zero, zilch. And that's my fear of what's going to happen. We paid him $230 million. We feel like we need to see what we have before we make the ultimate decision for the 2026 draft. Because maybe, just maybe, there's a driplet left in Deshaun Watson. A driplet of that Houston Texans quarterback left. Shoulder surgery, Achilles surgery. Later, maybe, just maybe, there's something left in him after he looks like a franchise quarterback in shorts and a jersey. That's what I fear. Why is there no donation goal? Thank you, AAA. $10 donation. I appreciate you, man.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Thank you. You know, I just hopped on AAA and I forgot to put a donation goal. You know, sometimes I just hope the chat will be generous like you and just make a donation without a donation goal because they want to support the stream. They want to support the channel because they love the channel that much. And they go, you know what? We're just going to support. We don't need a goal. Thank you, my good sir. Playing the game, holds the ball for 14 seconds before he's sacked. Baker, DW4, Brissett, Shador, Flacco. The common denominator is Stefanski and his offense. Actually, Jacoby Brissett played good under Stefanski, I thought. I wouldn't put Brissett under there. I thought he actually played good under Coach Stefanski. I would take Jacoby Brissett back. I thought he was pretty good. The record didn't show, but I thought he played well. In my humble opinion, I thought Jacoby played well under Stefanski. I know people are going to say I'm off my rocker, but I thought Jacoby played well under with the Browns for what he was supposed to do. See, if we're going to blame Kevin again when the quarterback's not throwing the ball to wide open receivers, and that happens too. A lot of people like to blame Kevin for everything, Jeff. That's not me. I blame him for bad coaching decisions, like going forward on 4th and 1 in your own territory, ripping my headphones out with Harold Fannin sneaking it. I get on him for that stuff, Jeff. I get on him for that kind of stuff, Jeff. Punt the freaking football. And my headphones keep coming out. I get on him for that, Jeff. Stupid decisions like that is when I say we need to get rid of Kevin Stefanski. Taking the momentum out of the game, Jeff. Dumb stuff like that. The game is in perfect hands. Let's not punt it with our pretty darn good defense playing a good game, 4th and 1 on our own side of the field. Oh no. Let's have Harold Fannin, who's never took a snap in his freaking life in a game time situation. Play clock at 2 seconds, looking like scrambled eggs. Let's go for it. That's what I blame him for. Dumb coaching decisions. Sorry, Jeff, this baby, he's just losing my mind there. But Stefanski gets blamed for some stuff that shouldn't be his fault. They showed film where Shador misreads last Sunday. I call Shador out too. He misreads, just like Dylan Gabriel misreads, just like Shador Sanders misreads. But guess what? Shador Sanders, he's only had 2 starts. He's going to miss reads. Dylan Gabriel, he had 6 starts. He's going to miss reads. Deshaun Watson has no excuses to miss reads at this point in his career. He shouldn't play. You take Baker back and Jacoby. You know, I would take Baker back, but I don't want his fans to get too happy. So I'm not taking him back out of principle. But I would take Jacoby. I feel like the amount of money we paid Watson, we could have got a 2. I got a 2 and number 1 receivers. Shador Sanders looked at Jerry Jeudy wide open and decided to roll out and throw it to Harold Fannin. You know why, Jeff? I would have too. You know why, Jeff? And I'm going to tell you why. I'm petty. After I throw you a dot, you run down the sideline, you decide to go to a Chris Brown concert, do a dead leg, a Harlem Shake, the Macarena, and then fumble the football. I'm not going to throw it to you either. Okay? Now, I wouldn't do the high throw. The throw has to be on the money. But I do that too. You're going to do the Macarena, a dead leg, the Harlem Shake, and then fumble the football. I ain't throwing to you either. Thank you, James. Welcome to the family.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Appreciate you.
Dog check.
We lost that game because of coaching. It was obvious he's never taken a snap. That might have been the dumbest play call that Kevin Stefanski has ever called in his life. So you let me know in the chat, do you want to see Deshaun Watson play this year? Let me know. Appreciate you, James. Welcome to the family. I already have a quarterback with a wild fan base. Why would I take another one? I would take another one. And here's why, Jeff. You got to be smart about the situation. It's more about football, too. You got to look at the situation. When you're looking at a franchise quarterback, you know, When I say Dylan Gabriel, it doesn't move the needle. Dylan Gabriel doesn't move the needle at all. As soon as Shedeur Sanders can't talk. As soon as Shedeur Sanders started, we start getting talked about again on ESPN. The first time since 2023 with Joe Flacco. We're back in the spotlight. We are back. Everybody's talking about Cleveland again. Cleveland and the Las Vegas Raiders. Cleveland versus San Francisco 49ers. Before that, nobody cared about Cleveland. We're not even getting talked about ever. When Dylan Gabriel was playing, nobody talked about Cleveland except Cleveland, of course. Thank you, James. $2 donation. Another $2 donation, my guy. Nobody talked about us. And then, if you're Jimmy Haslam, what is Jimmy Haslam building in 2029? What is he building in 29? I forget. Is it a racetrack? No. What is he building in 2029? Is it a treasure chest? No, it's not a treasure chest. What is he? I don't know. Oh, a stadium. He's building a stadium. There's a guy, he is already selling jerseys as a 5th-round backup. And his name is Shedeur Sanders. Are you kidding me? When that stadium comes in 2029, he will put butts in the seats no matter how much the tickets sell. Dylan Gabriel had tickets at $6. The only other quarterback right now that I can think of that would sell like that, maybe, just maybe, is Archie Manning with that name power. There is nobody else that can do that. Don't give me Mendoza. Mendoza struggled against Penn State when he lost his main wide receiver. So you're telling me you want to pluck Mendoza from Indiana and put him on this team with no wide receivers and no line? Good luck with that. We're going to be in the same position. Lose. Oh, let's get another quarterback. We have to build the team first before getting another quarterback. Give one of these guys a shot before getting another quarterback. But don't give Deshaun Watson a shot. I don't want to see him. Big dollar. Thank you. A casino? But a $10 donation. But that's just me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
But that's just me. Deshaun Watson would be an amazing backup if we could find a true QB1, but he probably would be the most expensive backup in NFL history. What up, Bose Cole legend? What up? Appreciate that. What did I miss? I just want a Lamar Jackson. That would be nice. I'd rather draft the O-line and receivers, and you got Watson on a contract. Arch Manning will get cornholed in the NFL. I was just talking about star power. Franchise star power. They're still going to talk about you. Shedeur leaves. Say you get Mendoza. Just say you get Mendoza. You're back to where you're at. You're losing games. Nobody cares about you. You're back where you started. I seen Mendoza struggle against Penn State when he lost his top receiver. We don't have any top receivers right now. We'll be back where we started. I'd fire Stefanski, let Shedeur develop, and draft O-line and receivers. You need weapons, man. Blockers. Somebody. Keep Shedeur, build around him. He has the throws. Shedeur's a franchise QB. A new stadium will be like a casino, a place to constantly gamble with my sanity. Shedeur isn't bad. The problem about his game is his reads, and he doesn't hit easy targets. You have a point there, But here's the problem. When you don't give somebody reps in the off season, you stick them with the scout team, throwing to equipment managers, and then you say, oh, okay, now we'll let you practice with the first team. It's kind of hard for him to develop, and now you're letting him develop during the regular season, and then you're having him play. So you're right. He is missing probably the easy reads, but if you give him an entire offseason to learn, fix those problems, play with your weapons, then let's see how he can do. And then if he's having the same mistakes, then it's like, okay, now you may have a problem. But let's give him time to develop instead of waiting till mid-season and putting him out there with the starters. And it didn't help. What was the point of having Kenny Pickett? He was just taking reps away from Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. And now Watson's back. Hopefully he doesn't take reps. This is Manning's first year of college as a starter. No one knows what he will be. That is facts. How has Cam Ward played? He hasn't been the greatest. He hasn't been too great, but they're locked into Cam Ward. They're going to build around Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward will be fine. I think people are like, oh my goodness, look at Bryce Young in Carolina. Bryce Young in Carolina just knocked off the Rams. I believe they're 7-5. Did they give up on Bryce Young after he stunk his rookie year? No. They said, let's build around Bryce Young. He's our pick. We're going to get him better. Cam Ward. Yeah, he's struggling. Tennessee stinks. They're not going to give up on him. I think he'll be fine. Just patience. I think that's what's wrong with this generation of fans in general. They want microwaved success. Shedeur has to be great in 2 games. Shedeur is not allowed to learn. Oh my goodness. He missed the read. He sucks. Get rid of him. He's trash. Let's get somebody else. This generation wants microwave, instant oatmeal, instant gratification, no time to learn. While Peyton Manning, his rookie year, he was god-awful. He led the rookie record with interceptions. And look how great he turned out. Why was he able to be great? Patience. They let him grow. They let him have mistakes. There wasn't social media. Everybody wasn't an NFL expert. We don't have that now. One bad game, you suck. Bye-bye. Let's let these young men learn. Fair, the house Shedeur built. He needs to build chemistry with the ones. The best Manning wouldn't have survived his rookie year under many coaches. Cam Ward has no receivers to throw to. The Browns are a bad 2B series in season 1. Oh my God, if Peyton Manning played in this area, he would have got cooked in social media. So you're saying Dylan Gabriel? Dylan Gabriel didn't have a chance. He didn't. And I have said it. The Browns failed both of these QBs. Dylan Gabriel was set up to fail. When they drafted Dylan Gabriel, they should not have drafted Shedeur Sanders. They failed Dylan Gabriel. I will say it to the high moons. He was set up to fail. They should not have drafted Shedeur Sanders when they drafted Dylan Gabriel. Now, do I think he's a starting quarterback? No. I will stick by that. But he wasn't set up to succeed because you have this quarterback behind him who is already has this aura, has this star power, who people are going to want to see. And Mike, Casey, Fred, AAA. In Cleveland, the backup quarterback is already the most popular person in the room. You know that. Joshua Dobbs. People wanted Joshua Dobbs when Jacoby Brissett would struggle. As a Browns fan, you know this. Jacoby Brissett would have a bad corner, and they would go, where is Joshua Dobbs? So you mean to tell me you're going to draft Shedeur Sanders right after you get Dylan Gabriel? He was not set up for success. He had to be perfect in order to succeed. That's it. So, Mike, you're right. I am not going to argue that point. Now, do I think he is good? No. I never thought he was good. I watched him in Oregon. I didn't think he was good. His talent was just good. I never thought he was good. But he didn't have a chance to succeed. Nobody had him as a third-round pick. But Cleveland, for some odd reason. But no, Cleveland loves the backup quarterback. This backup quarterback in Shedeur Sanders just happened to, at one point, be the second best quarterback in the draft. And then for some reason, he fell all the way back to the 5th round pick. We can argue why. We can say why this happened. But at one point in time, he was a top 2 quarterback in the draft. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders' names lights up a building. And then you draft him behind Dylan Gabriel? He had no shot. He had to be great. Not our fans, Cleveland fans. You could tell which QB Stefanski likes. Facts. Definitely not good. I can think of any QB that would succeed on this team. Fred's drunk. Sometimes when you read a comment, you can tell they're drunk. What up, chat? You know it's bad when DW is back on the field. Man, Django, I want to cry. I want to cry. I'm telling you right now, if Deshaun Watson hits the field, I will cry. Tears of sorrow. I have said it before. If you've been on the stream, I backed up Deshaun Watson when it wasn't a cool thing to do. It wasn't a cool thing to do. When I backed him up, people yelled at me. They told me he sucked. He's sorry. He's trash. And I kept fighting for him with my life. And then, only then, when I had no choice, I got off the Deshaun Watson train. And now, when I want to see Shedeur Sanders get all of the opportunity that he can to become the guy in Cleveland, so we can finally build a football team around a quarterback, get some linemen, get some receivers, get a coach, get some cheerleaders, get heated bleachers when it's cold outside. Now you're telling me that Deshaun Watson has a chance to play football again. Why play with my emotions? I don't know what else I have to do. I don't know. What up, Marie S12? Dylan Gabriel got reps from day one. He was set up for success. He just wasn't a good player. I can agree with that. I never thought he was good. But I still don't think he wasn't set up to succeed because they drafted 2 quarterbacks. I just don't, especially when the backup is the most popular person in the room. He just wasn't a good player to capitalize on his privilege. Okay. Give Shador those reps. DG would never hit the field, period. That's an interesting take. If Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel switch spots, would Dylan Gabriel be on the field now and Shador Sanders be on the bench? It's a good take, Marie. I see where you're going there. What if Shador Sanders were handed all the first team reps, and Dylan Gabriel handed none? Would we see Dylan Gabriel on the field now? I like your take there, Marie. I like your profile pick, too. You'll turn off the game. Jimmy Haslam doesn't want to pay QB no free money. Trust me, he's playing. That was me. DW has always been trash. Mike, you were getting on me. I know it was you. I thought you said any QB would succeed under this offense, Fred. Hold on. Let me read your comment again. Oh, you can't think of any. My bad, Fred. My bad. I thought you said I can think of any QB. My bad, Fred. I apologize. I'm drunk, Fred. I can't read. That's my bad, Fred. I'm drunk. Off Pepsi Zero, Fred. I apologize. I thought you said I can think of any QB who can succeed in this offense. You said you can't. Fred, my dearest apologies. Please forgive me. I am drunk off Pepsi Zero. I can't read. This is what happens when you try to read every comment. I see why YouTubers don't do it. I see why they don't read them. I see why they make people pay to read their comment. Because then they look stupid. I'm drunk off Pepsi Zero. And Deshaun Watson haunting my soul, Fred. I am sorry. My bad. I'm drunk. And I can't read. I think, but if I had to name a quarterback who I think could succeed under this offense, I think Joe Burrow could, because Joe Burrow is elite. I would say Joe Burrow. If you ask me to name one, Joe Burrow could do it. He's elite. Matthew Stafford, he's elite. Patrick Mahomes, he's elite. So you have to be the elite of the elite that can do it, Fred. But I do apologize to you for not being able to read. Red wine and weed. Watson for Sherlock Holmes would have more success, that dude. So those are the ones I think that could do it. But you have to be elite of elite. Watson was actually pretty good when he was on the Texans before the drama. He was. But he was also, a lot of Watson's was off mobility. You know, when the play broke down, that's when Deshaun Watson was at his best. You know? How much of his mobility is he going to have now? You know? How much of his mobility is he going to have now? An Achilles injury. That is not easy. That is not easy to do. With an Achilles injury. He's not that drop back, stay in the pocket, pick you apart. He's broken play, roll out, you're in trouble. Deep ball, see ya. We haven't seen that. But when the play breaks down in Houston, that's when he tore you up. Night, Aunt Sally. That's when Deshaun Watson was at his best. But just picking you apart in the pocket, team said, please do it. He could do it at times, but that wasn't his specialty. So now, coming off an Achilles injury, you can already see some of his mobility, not being there in Cleveland, but now it's really probably going to be less coming off of that Achilles injury. Um, I think Kevin wasn't going to draft a QB. Then he heard the Shador grumbling by AB, so he hurried and drafted DG to keep Shador off the field. That's a that is a what should I say? That's an interesting take. Never thought about that one. I drunk off Cranapple in despair. Burrow could do it. You're not lying. He's not a pocket passer. Facts, especially over 30 years old. Shout out to Bernie Kosar. He's going through it. What a dude. Yeah, shout out to Bernie Kosar. Prayers up to Bernie too, man. Keep on. Keep on. Keep it on. Keep on. Keep it on. How does DW even go into the building after the owner calls you a mistake? Kind of want to see him play for some trade value. Peacock, do you not like me at all? Oh, man. But chat, that's just how I feel. It's all love, Peacock. I agree Watson would do his best work scrambling. That's just how I feel about the situation. Yes, Bubba Vitrone needs to go. He needs to go. Our special teams is hot, spoiled, garbage. Cost us the Jets game, pretty much. And low-key, helped cost us the 49ers game. I agree. What did she say, AAA? I think DG was always the plan for KS. It was a hookup hire, same agent. Oh, special teams is Cheeks. Cheeks, y'all. Cheeks. But I'm going to head out of here. I'm very sad. I hope Watson doesn't play. I'm very interested, though, to see what the next couple of games looks like. I think, here's the question before I go. Do they go back to DG? Or would they go to Watson if they go off Shador? Knock on wood. When he had the injury scare, who do they go to? What do you guys think? The Browns would mop Ohio State. There was no donation goal, AAA. There was none. But I appreciate the donations. The Browns would mop Ohio State, Peacock. Grown men mop kids. Any day of the week. Grown men mop kids. Any day of the week. No DG. Facts are we ain't good enough to overcome turnovers. Watson for sure. That's common sense. So you think they go to Watson instead of DG? I don't know, man. His dad. Jacob, his dad, man. Oh, the total. My bad. I thought you said what the goal was. Donation total, AAA. And Fred. I can't read today. Our total for today is $28.99. We're 1 cent off $29, AAA. I cannot read. I got to get over here. I got to get off. Can't read. I appreciate y'all. $28.99 is what we got for donations. I appreciate all of you. You are allowed to know. I can't read. $28.99 is what we got today for donations. I appreciate you. Shador, the quarterback. Watson as the Wildcat QB. Facts, college is a different game. Watson for 1 year. Hopefully keep Shador. They need to be smart, but that won't happen. I'm going to get Card. You're going to get Card. Let's make it 30. Thank you, S. Marie. We hit 30. Appreciate you all. You know, they cannot have DW at $230 million at third string. DW will be back up, but Browns haven't made sense since 1999. Yo! Appreciate the $1 donation. Thank you. Sadia, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you on this impromptu live brought to you by Deshaun Watson. When you think I'm gone, I appear again to maybe ruin your dreams. I am Deshaun Watson. Oh, AAA 20 made it a $50 stream. My guy, I'm the best. No, you're the best, man. You're the best. You guys deal with my non-reading, Deshaun not liking self. Why would you pay someone $230 million fully guaranteed and not want him to play? What did DW do? Listen, it's not me. I didn't pay him. What did he do to me? You weren't here back on these streams, M. Parker. Long story short, M. Parker, he didn't play well. When I had his back, M. Parker, and I hold grudges, okay? He didn't play well. Actually, played pretty bad. He had a couple of good games, M. Parker, okay? I am petty, okay? And I want to see the future, and I know it's not Deshaun. And I think it could be Shador. So that's why I don't want to see him pay. And I didn't pay him $230 million. So I don't care. He made me look bad, M. Parker. So that's why I don't want him to play. Whoa! Casey! $50 grenade! Yo! Thank you guys.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
I appreciate all y'all. I think I owe one more.
Here comes the money.
There we go.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
I appreciate all y'all. So that's the history in Parker with me and Deshaun Watson. But I didn't pay him $230 million. So if they play him, I won't be shocked at all. Because they did pay him $230 million. So we'll just have to stay tuned. I really do appreciate you, Casey. Thank you. Great content. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of y'all. And Myron coming in. $10 donation. Keep it rolling. Listen, y'all keep donating. I'm going to be on here all night. Thank you so much, Myron, with the $10 donation.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Shador for the future trade. Deshaun immediately makes no sense. Deshaun is worth $30 million. He's worth $30 million? To who? Who thinks he's worth $30 million? Listen, if somebody took Deshaun off Cleveland hands right now, they would ship him Amazon Prime immediately. Yeah, that was a bad joke, Fred. Fred, I'm not gonna lie. If that was 2 years ago, I would have said something. But it's been so long. At least you can admit it was a bad joke. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Seriously. Because time is nothing you can get back in this world. You can get back money, but you can't get back time. And you guys have spent 51 minutes with me talking football. and it means a lot.
Dog check.
So I appreciate you. We don't always agree, but it's a fun conversation. And only one person knows if two people know if Deshaun Watson is going to play. That's Kevin Stefanski, and that's Jimmy Haslam. Only two people know if Deshaun Watson is going to play, and we're going to have to see how it plays out. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen,
Dog check.
Sunday, Titans, Browns, 1 o'clock. Be here. Have fun. It's all love. Peace.